Welcome back to an episode. We are in front of a makom bar, and we're gonna enter it real quick for the cigarette girl quest mission with Fabian, by the way. And there's also some others.
Mr. Fabian.
That must be the one. And we are also greeted. So, how do we know? How does he know us?
Evening, Patrick. I hear you've got trouble.
Yeah, same old, same old. You better go and talk to Mr. Fletcher.
Okay, Codex up. Anything else?
You better talk to Mr. Fletcher. I'll see you later.
Right. So, who do we got? We got Patrick. Patrick was one of Fletcher's goons on duty at the makom bar most nights. The guy had been around for more years than he should, so I figured he was Fletcher's ghoul, or had an excellent skincare regime. Some people just don't age. Yeah, look at that. Okay, I can't see anything. I still can't see anything. Okay. It's breathing. That's an interesting one. I really have to say, like, this light setting is just amazing. A bit too dark almost, which is weird. Like, does this light kind of make sense, or is there something broken in the settings? Like, it seems extremely dark right now. More darker than the usual. No? Everything as it was before. Weird. Oh. Okay, so this is Fletcher. I'm gonna talk to him later. Wanna look around first. Maybe we can find ourselves another object of interest. Let's see. Not quite. Okay, the only object of interest is this guy. Hey there, fella.
If it isn't my old friend Fabian. Good of you to join us. Finally.
What do you mean, finally? Mr. Fletcher, how can I help? Still practicing piano? Sorry. Rush hour, the sidewalk. Yes. No. We are never sorry. How can I help?
Mr. Fletcher, they tell me you've got a knot that I can help untie.
It's a curious one. There's a girl.
Isn't there always?
Indeed. This one came to my establishment on an errand from her sire. Would you believe it?
Not that unusual for one new embraced.
That's just it. She's mortal. Completely unblooded, far as we can tell. You'd better talk to her. She knows a little too much for my taste.
Okay, we got a new lead. Know anything else about her?
Know anything else about her?
Not a lot. She wears a heady perfume of cheap flowers, velvet clothes, too much eyeshadow. You know the type. The world's been throwing gothic tragedies at us for more than half a century. Fashion is fashion. This one, though, she talks of sires and masquerades. Someone's been teaching her our lingo.
Okay. And what's the issue with that? Anyway, names and places, please.
She mention any names, places, faces?
After dropping a couple of heavy hints, she's clammed up. Rather amusingly, she says she won't talk to a member of staff, only a true vampire.
Maybe you could consider a cape and a nice high collar.
How would she know that if we are a vampire or not, though?
I better check this out. Where can I find this girl?
Back room. I told her it's where we hold our most delicate assignations.
Classy.
She wants to talk to one of her sire's contacts. Figure it out, Fabian. And let me know how you're going to deal with it.
Wait, her sires? But didn't he say that she's unblooded? That's a weird one. So, personally, the vampire. A young woman who thought she was a vampire, according to Fletcher. But she's unblooded. It could also be the next step in the thin blood situation. That would be not good. So, cigarette girl Pandora. Captain Benny sent me a little love note telling me there was trouble at the makom bar. I guess I should get down there before Fletcher started eating anyone. Fletcher laid out the problem. He had a dame in his back room who thought she was a vampire. She definitely wasn't, but she knew too much about us for comfort. It was my job to figure out what was up and deal with her. Leads. Who is the vampire? Fletcher tells me a mortal is in the back room who believes she's a vampire, so who is she? What's going on at Makom Bar? Yeah, update. I've got to talk to the mortal in the back. Righty. Wait a minute, did this one? Yeah, stretched out. I have a bone to pick with this user interface thing. The map is okay. It's a map, right? I mean, looks like any other map, but it's still... this one is clouded in red, a color that is reasonably accurate, or like okay in terms of blood and vampire whatnot. The icons themselves reflect certain like blood resonances, so I'm okay with the green stuff on this one, like turquoise, whatnot. Also the symbols kind of make sense. The ability tree is a bit too standardy looking, very icon heavy. All of those like other thingies in here, they don't really look like vampire stuff. A little bit edgy sometimes, but okay. Then okay, settings and game stuff has nothing to do with that. But this one here, case notes or codex entries, and the codex also has entries of items that you pick up. Actually, there's no inventory in here, which is a very interesting concept. But the problem that I have with this in particular is that there are images missing. Like, people have images, yes. But let's say you have this note from Benny. It is not a note, right? There's no object with a note that you can see in your inventory labeled under case notes. It's just a text, which is kind of like a placeholder, right? There's something missing. All of those small little icons, like this one here is a photo of this one. Can make sense, right? This is the object that you're looking at, marigold. And I'm actually trying to look at an object with this inscription here, like maybe a description and the object with some stuff written on it. But anyway, that would flesh out the feel of it a bit. So that must be her goth lady. Okay. Yeah, we can talk to her, maybe. Maybe we don't. Maybe we... Yeah, look at that. The music actually changes a little bit. Oh, what's that to drink? Prestige 91. Alright. And you didn't... Does your face shift the closer we get? Maybe a little bit. And perhaps murder. Perhaps. Yes.
Hello, miss. May I have a moment of your time?
I'm sorry, I'm waiting for someone.
Oh no, please.
Someone important. I don't want to talk to anyone, especially a cop.
But I'm not a cop. I'm a detective. Talk to me about vampires. Waiting for your sire, right? Okay. What makes you think I'm a cop?
What makes you think I'm a cop?
Please, have you seen what you're wearing? You're not exactly plain clothes.
Mm-hmm. Good. Okay, talk to me about vampires.
So talk to me about vampires, throat sucking, all that sort of thing.
Am I breaking a law or something, detective? Because if not, you'd better leave.
Okay, she's not very helpful.
Waiting for your sire, right?
What? I don't know what you mean, detective.
I realized this wasn't going to work. She was too fixated on the whole detective ensemble. Never mind, miss. Maybe we'll talk later.
Oh, I don't think so.
She might not talk to a cop, but she seemed the impressionable type. A little force of will, and she'd talk to who she thought I was. I'd picked up a trick or two in my time.
Now we need to use a special one. The icons in the bottom are not the right ones though. The many faces thing. I think I need to use the second one, like this one. Plus, like I kind of changed the hotkeys a little bit. Like think about it. the text that is displayed here is hard-coded in with icons, right? But the icons themselves that are displayed at the bottom, right, are the ones that I set in the game. The real ones that you can press. That's just a weird thing. Like, they have the system that displays the right button already, right? Why don't they just put this system inside the text? Anyway.
Well, hello there.
Oh my, you... I think I know what you are.
Glad she knew that, because I had no idea what she thought I was. I'd have to play this carefully.
Okay. Welcome, daughter of the night. No. I can hear your heart. I'm pleased to see you again, my child. Okay, let's go with the whole child thing. That could work out well. Let's build up a connection.
I'm pleased to see you again, my child.
I mean, you're not my sire, obviously, because he's the one who sent me. You're trying to trick me.
Crap.
Leave me alone, you creep.
Ha! Never mind then. Crash and burn. I needed to figure out who she wanted to see.
Okay, so looks like either we need to use this again or we need to use mind reversal, right? Let's see. Let's try this again.
Well, hello there.
Oh my, you...
Glad she knew that, because I had...
Okay, so we need to figure out the right option here. Pretentious stuff doesn't work. You do her. Welcome, daughter of the night. I can hear your heart. Okay, I can hear your heart has nothing to do with our connection to her.
I can hear your heart. That soft pulsation. You are nervous, child.
Don't be silly. I don't have a heartbeat anymore. You're not one of the people I'm waiting for.
Bollocks.
Oh, case of mistaken identity, sorry. Who did she expect to meet? Well, hello there.
Oh my, you...
Glad she...
Okay, so, the last one doesn't work. Welcome, daughter of the night. Sure, you do, huh? Let's go with the first one. Like, you do, huh? Everybody seems to be so surprised about the ongoings of this world. No one just does things, which is weird.
You do, huh?
Wait, there's something not right here. Who are you? You're not one of us.
Sorry to trouble you, miss. This wasn't working. I needed a different approach.
Okay, wait a minute. I'm using an awful lot of abilities here, but which one do I need to use, and how do I even switch people?
Hello there.
Okay.
Oh.
Glad she knew that.
So, welcome, daughter of the night. So, this one doesn't work, this one doesn't work, this one doesn't work. So let's go for the most pretentious of them all.
Welcome, daughter of the night.
Hello. You are one of his friends, aren't you?
Oh, yes. I know your sire.
Please tell me. Who are you?
Oh, I'm Edward. Yeah, sure, I'm Vlad. I'm everything you have dreamed of. That's a bit weird.
I am everything you have dreamed of.
Oh, it's you. It is you. I didn't think you'd come. I am Pandora. I am so pleased to meet you, Lord Fabian.
Okay. Now we are Lord Fabian. Interesting. What? Yes, I'm Lord Fabian. You have word from her. Did we actually tell her our name?
The staff tell me you bring word from your sire.
I do. Yes. He said, beware the sword of the cross.
He did. It meant nothing to me, but I'd neglected my Bible studies.
The sword of the cross. Either it means a real sword of a cross, like we have found a lot of crosses And those crosses were used in order to slash different objects, posters, whatever, crash mirrors, and so on. And also we found one of those crosses next to Fabian, at his body, the dead one. So it could be the real cross, or like a real-ish kind of cross. But it could also be a symbolized version of it, a metaphor. In this case, well, a metaphor, but not that far off. The sword of the cross. A sword is a like execution kind of thing, and the cross could be symbolic for church personnel, right? So someone working for the church, maybe some Inquisition fella or whatever, or vampire hunters. That could be it. But anyway, what do you know about me? Do we really? Tell me of your embrace. Tell me of your sire. Yeah, tell me of your sire.
Of course. I know your sire well, but what have you learned of him?
Oh, he's marvelous. Everything I could desire.
I mean, taste in clothes, model of car. Have you ever visited his haven?
It's odd. Now that you mention it, it's been a whirlwind few days. But, I'm sorry. I'm not sure.
Interesting. So, Pandora's box. It's also very interesting that it's Pandora that we talk to. The one that once opened, like the box that once opened, releases a great evil upon this world. Now, what is she opening up? So how are you finding online? Wait a minute. Maybe this could also be related to the moment Fabian died or something like that. Because there was a box that got opened, fire was inside, or the Nomad was inside, and then a great evil was released. Also, I need to explore the apartment because I have a feeling that there's something very interesting standing there that I have just missed. Anyway, so you're finding unlife. A personal thing? No.
How have you taken to our existence? The consuming of blood, the lateness of the hour.
I suppose I must have taken blood. It's the only way we survive, isn't it? I've dreamed about it, but I don't actually remember drinking. I must have. In the embrace. Mustn't I?
You realize your heart is beating?
It's not traditional for one of our kind to have a heartbeat. You seem to have one, though, and a lively one at that.
Oh, do I? That isn't right. I'm sure that it will fade as the blessing takes effect. I know, some things take time. But honestly, I could kill for a cigarette.
An interesting way to feed. Embracing the smoke. Might be a different kind of clan. Clan Smoky. Clan Marlboro. Right. Tell me your embrace.
Tell me, how did your sire come to embrace you?
Oh, he, wait. I can't think of it right now. How weird.
Interesting. What do you know about me?
What do you know about me? Exactly.
Oh, that you are powerful, that you are artful, that you are dangerous, that you conceal a well of such pain deep inside you. I share that pain too. I am so glad to be in your presence.
And how does that work?
What was that about shared pain?
Oh, I know. You are so deep, Lord Fabian, that you mask it so well. That you lost your closest friend. But perhaps we can discuss it later, in more pleasant surroundings.
Well, Pandora, it's been fascinating to talk to you.
Actually, who is that closest friend? Blessings of darkness be upon you. You're not a vampire. Well, do it again. Well, let's just be nice.
Blessings of darkness be upon you, child.
Oh, and, also upon you.
Don't go anywhere.
Of course not, Master.
Someone had tied her noodle in a real knot. I needed to talk to Fletcher.
Someone with mind control abilities. Usually, mind control is very direct. I control your mind and you do things, right? There's no misdirection, or like very little misdirection. Malkavians have a twisted mind. Well, not really twisted, but woven mind, let's say. It's a maze. It goes all over the place. Very difficult to navigate into. So, could be another Malkavian, or it could be us. It would be that would be a real twist. Like it's all about Fabian and Fire being like one person and being the ones responsible for everything that happened here. That would be interesting.
Someone had screwed with the girl's synapses. I wanted to talk it over with Fletcher.
Did he really? So, still on the piano?
You talked to our gothic delight?
Yes. She's a few nuts short of a nut bar. Someone has messed with her mind.
This is deliberate. She's been pushed here by someone. A few facts sketched in, but the rest blanked out. Someone's emptied Miss Pandora's mind. All she knows, find her sire's friend and give him a message.
And what was the message?
Well, beware the sword of the cross. We could lie. I couldn't get it out of her. Beware the rainbow of sunset. She called me Lord Fabian. That's also something that she said. But let's be honest here.
Beware the sword of the cross, she said. Mean anything to you?
Not a thing.
We should figure out who sent her here.
Well, that's what you're here for, isn't it? To sniff it out.
Good notion, I'll do that. I guess Patrick on the door might know.
So, Patrick on the door. This is his last name, on the door. The whole door. Holding the door. Patrick. What?
Hey there. Been chewing a few things over with your boss. I got a few questions.
No problem.
How did she get here? Wait. How does he know that? Wait. How does he know that girl?
The girl has a fuzzy memory of how she got here. You notice anything? Did someone drop her off? Lend me your eagle eyes, Patrick.
Nah, just walked in off the street.
Walked? Wearing those clothes? In this weather?
I didn't see any car.
I smelled a rat here. Either Patrick's shirt was itchy, or he was covering something up.
Or he's real. How did she get here really? Come on.
She didn't just walk in. Who were you covering for?
She walked in. That's just what happened, all right?
Something was on Patrick's mind, and I needed to take a peek at it.
You seen the girl?
Have you seen the girl before? She'd be easy to remember, right?
Not really. You'd be surprised how many of her type drift towards the makom. Most don't get in, but the way she was talking, I knew this was something the boss needed to hear. I think she's a new face.
You got that right.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Patrick. How did she really get here?
I don't know what to tell you. I know what I didn't see.
He was trying to concentrate so hard that his thoughts were begging to be read off his skull.
Alright, so...
I should get on. See if I can untangle this.
Good luck with that one.
Would be interesting to use abilities inside dialogues, so you don't have to use abilities from outside interfering with it. It would actually be... Let's say you have your dialogue option, right? That you can usually use, but it doesn't work. Like the one here where we ask him about the girl. And then you have to the right of it a magical addition to it, like force him to do that or whatever. So first you have the normal option, and then you have the option to put magic into it. In this case it's vampire magic, mind control, or illusion magic actually. That would be amazing. So, Scry of Souls. Use to interrogate someone's thoughts. It's like this one.
Let's see what's going on in here.
So wait a minute. If he knows us, then he knows that we are Malkavian. If he knows we are Malkavian, he probably also knows that we can read people's minds with insight. Why is he so happy to see us then? Or why is he not running away? Weird. I hope they don't get Muldoon involved. Wait a minute. These are all his thoughts in? That's like reverse dialogue option. Crystal Monday, Joy Tuesday, busy week.
That can't be what you're hiding. What secrets are we keeping?
I'm going to look for everything. How is Fabian still with the PT? That's a good one. I wish I had a thicker jacket, yeah.
No, there must be more here. What are you hiding?
I can't tell Fabian about the limo. Ooh. The Thunderbirds are playing Tuesday.
That's not helpful. Let's have a peek, shall we?
I don't know how many of those options you can actually get through without getting kicked off of his brain. I wonder if Jasmine will be in tonight. Who's Jasmine?
That won't help me.
Actually,
what
it
are
would.
you hiding?
God, I hope there's no more snow, yes.
I need to find something else. Let's have a peek, shall we?
Crystal Money, we got this one. I should pick up those tickets from Bill.
That's not what I'm looking for. What secrets are we keeping?
Okay, I hope they don't get Muldoon involved. What?
Not that, but I know that there's something. Now, let's see what's going on in here.
Okay, so no one wants to be associated with Muldoon. Very nice. I should pick up this. We got this one. The limo. I should tell the boss. Now he wants to tell the boss. Interesting.
What was that? A limo. That means someone with power. We don't rat on power. Oh, Patrick.
Wait, what? That was it?
Hey, I've got more questions.
Sure.
I know it was a limo.
Ha! Gotcha. I know it was a limo, Patrick. Why were you covering it up?
Okay. Yeah, it was a limo. Pulled up a block away, she got out the back, said thanks. That was it.
Didn't get a plate or look at the driver?
Nah, sorry. Business black, privacy glass, you know the drill. And you know we don't keep cameras here. Mr. Fletcher won't have them. But you get what it means.
I do, yeah. Limo means money, and kindred money? That screams court. Thanks, Patrick. For what it's worth, I get why you wanted to keep it on the down low.
Actually, we don't know where this limo is coming from. Could be anyone. But yeah, just by the sheer idea, it could be connected to like higher ups or whatnot. In this case, Camarilla.
Catch you later, Patrick.
Thanks for helping out.
Report your findings to Fletcher. Why do we need to report to Fletcher if this dude already knows it?
Just wanted to ask something else.
Sure.
Oh, we don't have anything else to ask him.
Catch you later, Patrick.
Thanks for helping.
Thanks for helping out. Interesting. So the fade out does not get faster if you skip the last piece of dialogue. And also, we got ourselves more persons of interest. Pandora Sire. Someone had convinced Pandora she was kindred. He, right? Had some edits to the girl's thoughts and had got to call me Lord Fabian. I mean, first the name, right? And then the idea of Lord. Kind of inducing the idea that we are also a vampire. But if they are not a vampire, but they know that we know a vampire, that means danger. According to Patrick on the door, Pandora had arrived in a limo, which felt like court involvement to me. This mysterious sire had left me a quote, "Beware the sword of the cross." This all felt like a setup with me as the target. But why? Because there's a box that we need to open. Pandora was her name, a young woman who had been misled into thinking she was a vampire, but since she had a heartbeat, it seemed unlikely. And we still hear hearts. Not our own. Interestingly, it's only Fletcher that is brightly lit. That's weird. Why? Look at this. None of them have a border around them, only this dude.
Patrick saw a limo. Says Pandora was dropped off by one. That speaks of money. And money speaks of court.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, I do not like the implications. Not one bit.
So what now? Usual treatment, I assume? You'll empty her mind even further? Throw her back in the pond? Assuming you don't want her skinned and fed to the pigs.
Mm-hmm. That's also a thing you can do. Yes, I'll need to wipe her mind. I want to talk to her again.
I want to talk to her again. Reckon she must know more.
It's your area of expertise. I won't trespass. Let me know when you want her pushed out, or disposed of, or whatever. Very well then. Do what you need to, but once you're done, give me the nod. We do allow a little leeway in my establishments, but I don't need a masquerade breach at my front door.
Understood. He was right. I needed to deal with Miss Pandora, and quickly.
Mm-hmm. Now it's a time-sensitive mission. Very interesting. So, let's see.
As it turned out, I did need to deal with her quickly. But not in the way I'd expected.
Very interesting. So, Rebar probably came through the back entrance, right? Let's see. She was sitting over there. Everything got pushed to the side. Therefore, the force came from here, going that way. There's also a large blood splatter over there on the wall, which is weird, because her body's over here. And she's also spiked for some reason. In a very specific manner, spikes going through the hands. It's a very realistic, ritualistic way of killing. So, and she has a cross on her neck. Wear the sword of the cross, right? She didn't wear that before. Very interesting. Anything else that we can see around here? More interested in the blood splatter over there, though. Maybe she ran away, got yeah. I think this door opened, she saw someone, tried to run away, and then someone just pushed everything to the side, made that blood splatter. There's also another splatter over here that happened. So first over here, then we have not our footprints, by the way, someone else's. But by the look of the shoes, they could also almost be my shoes. So anyway, what do we have here? Footprints, all pointing towards there, right? Like over here, then someone over there. No footprints going backwards though. Then we have another footprint over here, then to the left. But footprints of blood, well, they could be either muddy or bloody, one of the two. But anyway, they're going that way and then that way. And then there is this reddish stuff smooshed in here. This is not a blood stain, this is something else. Something was shoved in or coming out of there. Interesting feather thing. Same thing here. As if something big, yeah, something big was moved. In this case, the scratches from the boxes and whatnot. Okay. So someone pushed everything around. Interesting. There's a blood. How did that blood splatter actually happen? Maybe she ran away this way, got splattered, tried to run away this way, got splattered again, and then got killed over here. Very weird. Spirit's touch. And staked through the heart as well. Okay, that's a lot. Where's her head? That is mysterious. The head is missing.
Time to earn the paycheck. If I got paid. Which I didn't, technically. Still. Hey there, Miss Pandora. How you feeling?
Still a bit antsy. I could kill for a cigarette. I guess I'm a little cold around the neck. Oh, and, dead?
Of course. What with you being a construct of my own mind, it was a stupid question. I will grant you that. But I like to make my own psyche comfortable.
What do you need to know, Lord Fabian?
Okay, so we are trying to talk with our subconscious that picked up information from the bodies. And this is how we do that. Very interesting. So all of his abilities involve himself giving himself an illusion, pretty much. The speed buff, the dash, right, that makes him run faster is an illusion to yourself that time is going faster, but nothing actually changes. We have still the same real speed. But it's just your own perception of it that changes. Like looking at the clock, and sometimes it's like, oh my god, where did the time go, right? Same thing here. And in this case, we are just remembering things about her. Okay, so why did you call me Lord Fabian?
Why did you call me Lord Fabian?
I'm a construct of your psyche, remember? Do you really want to stroke your ego that much?
Yes.
But, since you ask, because someone wants to get your attention, don't you think?
Mm-hmm. So, the only information that you can gain from this is stuff that you already know. Just the way it is portrayed is different. You can look at images, you can look at text, you can look at objects in order to figure out what happened. But if you use this malkavian memory ability in order to conjure a ghost, then it just says what you already picked up. An interesting illusion, but useless if you really think about it. What's with the little cross sword doodad? Where did you come from?
Where did you come from?
A limo.
Given I'm a construct of your mind, your lordship, I find it hard to answer that.
Mm-hmm.
My clothes may not be tasteful, but they do look expensive. Under the powder, my skin is good. So are my nails and my hair. Rich family, I think you'd say.
Uh-huh. Nice. How did you die?
So tell me, how did you die exactly?
I guess someone staked me with a piece of metal, then chopped my head off. Or the other way around. Either way, it works on both humans and vampires.
Chopped your head off?
Actually, now you ask. No, it looks more ripped off to me.
Huh. Someone's strong then. And quick and quiet to do this without a fuss.
No, not quick and quiet, just strong. And it was not just a fuss. There's an awful lot of blood here. So it was not a normal assassin. It would have been much faster, much less blood involved. And much less destruction of the surrounding equipment. So, yeah, a brute, basically. Maybe even someone with a little emotional instability. Or just someone who doesn't really give a shit. Anyway, what's with the little cross sword doodad?
What's with the little cross sword doodad?
I told you what my sire said, remember? Beware the sword of the cross.
You did, didn't you?
And the cross is tickling at your brain, isn't it? So is the iron rebar forced through my body. You've seen this before. Would you kill, detective, for a cigarette?
Why is a cigarette all of a sudden so important?
No, Marla. I wouldn't kill you for a cigarette. But someone did, right?
Maybe they did. That was my job here at the Makom, after all. Hanging around the bar, my tray in front of me, offering the patrons their pick of tobacco. That's where you've seen me. Maybe 50 times before. The only place you've seen me. But you never did notice me, did you?
So, now this is Fabian's real memory. It was just displayed in a more current environment. The same setup, different, but different time. That's a very interesting way to figure out an old cry. I'm sorry, Mama. Are we sorry? I said we are never sorry. Is that your cross?
I see a piece of jewelry there. That yours?
The sharpened metal cross? You've never seen me with it before. I know you didn't pay me much attention, but you'd have spotted that. It's hardly subtle.
Of course it is. So who were you, Marla?
So who were you, Marla?
Why a nobody, detective? A mortal. A servant in the makom.
Wait, one of Fletcher's employees, right? So a ghoul, perhaps.
I think you're right, detective. The neck bleed did slow up real quick by this battering. Perhaps I had drunk the blood of a vampire and gained a bit of power.
I know what a ghoul is, thank you kindly.
And how did you die this time?
So how did you die, Marla?
Isn't it obvious? Iron bar through the heart. Head cut off.
Cut off?
You're right, not cut off. The wound. It feels more ragged. More torn. Ripped off, I'd say. By someone strong.
Okay, we are sorry.
I'm sorry, Marla. You didn't deserve this.
Didn't I? You don't really know me at all, do you, detective? I could be a torturer. A mobster. A serial killer.
Maybe. Or maybe just wrong place, wrong time.
This looks a little more specific than that. More targeted.
Killed by twisted iron and sheer strength. Good enough for either a vampire or a mortal. But she was mortal, and a ghoul to boot. She belonged to someone. I needed to check that out.
Okay. We are going through time in here. Yeah, look at that. Who is this one?
A fine array of vintages. Entirely illegal. No problem for the rich or the criminal, of course. And Mr. Fletcher was both. Well, she was dead. The missing head gave it away. A cross and a fancy one. Made of metal. Interesting. This felt somehow like deja vu, but I knew I hadn't seen it before. Construction rebar rammed into the floor. That took time and strength.
You can't just do that, even with
The hammer wasn't covered in blood, which was a shame. Otherwise, it would have been a classic clue.
Wasn't covered in blood. If something wasn't covered in blood, then that means it was laid here after the fact.
Had our killer needed rope to get Marla up onto the rebar? Seemed unlikely.
I mean, you could do the same thing with the person first on the ground, then you stab them, and then you lift them up one rebar at a time. But how do you get the rebar into the ground? That's the real kicker here. You need to drill into the ground, therefore making probably an awful lot of noise.
Why put your savings in a bank when you could put it in liquid gold? All these bottles must have been worth a pretty penny. I needed to know more about her, but Marla had said all she was going to say. I wondered who else had known her. A single cigarette. Had Marla been waiting for someone?
Well, that someone was not a boy.
It was all Marla's blood by the smell. Nah, that paper'd been here since before Prohibition.
And the alcohol to boot. So, I just have seen something interesting here. What's that?
I assumed Mr. Fletcher's cleaning staff were experts at this kind of stain. The slab of muscle in a suit was Lou's security ghoul. What was his name? Carstairs Cantaloupe.
Castaway, Cantaloupe, Caligula. Caligula was the name of some Roman emperor or something. Definitely not a good name. Mr. Constable, what did you say? Carstairs, Cantaloupe, Castaway, if anything. Cantaloupe, Caligula, Carstairs. Carter, Carstairs, Cantaloupe. Cantaloupe, Constable. Caligula doesn't seem like a name for this one. Could be Castaway. Castaway, Carter. Carter is a bit easy almost. Evening, Mr. Constable. Let's go with Castaway. The slab of Mother. Good to see you, Mr. Castaway.
Good to see you, Mr. Castaway.
Campbell.
Oh,
That was it. I knew it.
Is there something you need?
interesting. J.J. Campbell involved in all of this. Fascinating. Any idea what happened?
Any idea what happened here?
Someone disliked a cigarette girl so much that he pinned her up on iron railings and took her head off.
You'd make a great beat cop, you know that?
Mm-hmm. Do you know who she belonged to?
She was a ghoul. Do you know who she belonged to? Who fed her?
I don't.
Speculation is good for your health, and it's not one of the deadly sins. Try it sometime.
Do you enjoy being ghoul? So Campbell was a ghoul before he was a vampire. Very interesting.
So, do you enjoy being a ghoul?
I do.
Well, bully for you then.
Ah, the obvious question.
Are you the killer? I'll put that down as a maybe.
Why are you here?
Why are you here?
Mistress Graham was concerned. Violence in Elysium is not to be tolerated.
Does that mean you're not allowed to hit someone if they get out of line?
No.
Well, goodbye.
One of the talkative ones. So if he's called Campbell, could be another Campbell, and Graham doesn't seem to like it. Campbell. Oh no, wait a minute. Campbell was one of her sires. One of her child. Anything else?
Hello again.
Yes.
Okay, not
Have a
much.
good night.
Seven makes them forget things. Investigate Marla's death. Yeah, we got that much. But what if I were to use that though?
I didn't think that would help.
Of course. Because we already explored the surrounding. Yeah, look at that. What do we have here? Sideways rooms. Look at these nice thingies here. Simple. Not as
Over
modern.
here, my boy.
Look at that. The old guy. And someone is still up here. Fletcher, always playing. Anything else around? No. Look at that. There's piping right there in the open. So, who are the... I think I've seen this one before. I just don't know who.
My sire Gideon and the sheriff Hector. They'd asked me to make some chit-chat with the corpse.
Fabian, my boy. What do you make of her?
Well, she is definitely dead.
That's the best you can do?
Sorry, boss. Head torn off rather than chopped. Iron rebar through the heart.
Torn off. Interesting. Anything else?
Well, there's a cross.
There's an artifact. Metal thing, sort of a cross, but with a pointed end.
Sharpened cross and a severed head. Remind you of anything, Hector?
Also, she was probably ghoul.
Marla worked here in the makom. I think she was a ghoul.
More than likely. Fletcher values loyalty in his staff.
But she wasn't Fletcher's ghoul, was she?
Don't try that on me, Malkavian. She was Rosalind's, all right?
Always sensible for a prince to have their ear to the ground.
But wouldn't that interfere with the local people? In this case, Fletcher and everyone else that's normally involved in the bar. That's all I have right now.
That's all I have right now.
Well, keep on it, Detective.
Keep poking around, son. You're the right man for this job.
Of course. What was he so irritated about it, though? Anything else?
What have you got, son?
I'll keep looking.
Alright. So there's just, is there anything else? Nope. It's just Fletcher.
Your first time at the makom, and it's a doozy. What do you make of our little tableau out back? I was thinking of redecorating, but blood red is a little unsubtle.
That was a little bit too much microphone movement there, but anyway. What can you tell me about Marla?
What can you tell me about Marla? She worked for you, right?
The girl did have employment here, selling cigarettes. And before you ask, I don't know why a tray around your neck would get said neck sliced in two. She didn't strike me as clever or deep in a diabolical scheme.
Okay, she was a ghoul. Rosalind's ghoul.
She was a ghoul. That means she's part of our world.
Was she, old sport? Not one of mine. Interesting to find out whose neck she was supping from.
Nice place you've got here. Of course. Oh, who found the body?
Who found her?
As it happens, I did. First thing I saw when I came in. Does that make me a suspect?
I'm reasonably sure that if you murdered someone with inventive props and scenery, you'd be only too happy to tell me.
Right on the button, Detective. Right on the button.
Wonderful. And when was that body found? Day ago? Hour ago? Week ago?
When was the body found?
First thing when I came in. About a half hour after sunset.
Uh-huh. Now that does tell me something important.
Really? I don't know. How far after sunset? After sunset. Interesting. So the killer could have been a vampire. Couldn't have done this at night. Wait. Why couldn't? You sleep close by?
You sleep close by.
I'm flattered you care about my bedtime habits, dear boy. But believe me, you're not my type. Isn't the important thing that the killer can't be kindred? Given he was up and killing in daylight?
A mortal taking out a ghoul as some sort of message. Well, well, well.
Where were you when she died?
Where were you when she died? Assuming she died here.
Deep in a dreamless sleep, I'd imagine. Given the time it must have taken to stage this little vignette.
Okay, but still, nice place you got here.
Nice place you got here.
I'm flattered it meets the approval of one so expert in fashion and decor. I'm sure we'll have the pleasure of seeing you here often, given your new role. Just keep it discreet, all right? And get your boss to buy you a better jacket.
It's not about the jacket. It's about
Thanks,
the man.
I'll talk to you later.
Chin up, old boy.
So, report your findings back to Hector. And what, did we find? Campbell. Campbell was a loose hench ghoul, a big slab of meat that mostly stood around and looked tough. Seemed real mean. I think he'd been part of the immortal criminal underworld before signing up with our prince. Hector. Back in 1920s, the Camarilla sheriff was Hector, who was also my boss as far as the court was concerned. I helped him keep the masquerade under wraps. Marla. I worked in the Makom bar in the 1920s as a cigarette girl, polluting the lungs of the rich and famous. I didn't notice her much when she was alive, and now she was dead, head cut off and impaled on Rebar. She was a ghoul working for Prince Rosalind, presumably keeping her ears open at the Makom on her mistress's behalf. Mysterious killer. Someone had killed Pandora, but who? They had managed to creep into the back of Makom bar while Fletcher and I talked and taken off her head, and had quietly driven Rebar through the floor and through Pandora. Quietly. It can only be a Banu Hakim then. They have silence abilities. Otherwise it would Like, they can do stuff fast, yes, but it had to be loud. So, yeah, Banu Hakim. Either this or it was all a big illusion, and it actually didn't really happen. The cigarette girl Marla had died in the same room in what looked like the same way back in the 1920s. Rebar threw the body at both scenes. The evidence was the killer was mortal, so that supported the Santiago theory. And Pandora was her name, a young woman who had been misled into thinking she was a vampire, but since she had a heartbeat, that seemed unlikely. She was decapitated and impaled on rebar in the back of a room of Makom. Annoying as she was, it felt like someone had overreacted. Maybe not just an overreaction. An overreaction does not mean you put someone on spikes, right? That really was a message, or an overreacted message. Miss Emerson was co-prince of Seattle back in the 1920s alongside Luke Graham. She had eyes and ears out in the city, including the cigarette girl Marla, the first victim of the Rebar killings. The first one, so that means there's more. And this all felt like a setup, then we got Patrick, then we got all of the other stuff. Good. There's also hard evidence, Rebar. Rebar forced into the ground and used by the killer to impale a victim. This has been at all of our crime scenes. I guess the availability of building materials hadn't changed too much in the 100 years. Cross of St. James. Ah, now we know that it's James. A decorative metal cross, weathered with a sharp point at the end. That shape was sometimes called the Cross of St. James. I'd seen in the 2020s at Pandora's death, but also back in the old days, each time at a murder scene. Cigarette girl Marla and Pandora. Oh. He'd also dropped her off in the limo and talked to Fletcher. Someone had snuck in while we jawed and rammed Rebar through her, then cut off her head very quietly. The thing is, these are Banu Hakim abilities, being silent and cutting off people's heads. The thing about this is the cutting part. It's not really a ripping, but the cutting thing. Okay, that description is something that we already know. Then we got leads. Who killed Marla and Pandora? And who sired Pandora? That's what we need to figure out. Someone slaughtered the secret girl in the back of Makom, who was a killer. No real information here. Who sired Pandora? Someone had been playing games here, fed just enough to make Pandora think she's one of us and blanked some of her memories. They know my name, so who is it? Whoever they are, they sent Pandora here in the limo, and that screams money in my world. That means the court. They gave Pandora a message for me, but why the sword of the cross? And then they just kind of opened Pandora's box. So, information.
Found something?
Well, the killer wasn't Kindred. At least that's what we think.
The kill happened during the day. This wasn't Kindred.
A cross, a torn-off head, and a mortal killer. What do you think, Sheriff? Hunter?
It seems so.
But how does a hunter move Rebar into the ground? You recognize it. Could this be a setup?
This seems so carefully staged. Could it be a setup?
Very theatrical, as you say. Designed to strike terror into the heart of all cigarette girls everywhere.
Or at least those who serve a prince. Well done. I'll take it from here. The fact it happened during the day, that's useful. You look into the girl. Find out where she lived, her lovers, family, friends. Either file a nasty accident or an ordinary back alley encounter. Whatever works. Make sure no one will miss her.
Poor kid. One day selling salvation from a box, the next, poof, gone. Forgotten, buried. But isn't that the way of our world?
What was that?
Oh, you saw it too, huh? Well, look, I'm sorry to disturb your sleep. I guess it was a dream? But, no, those were memories. I mean, things that I'd forgotten or maybe misunderstood at the time. Something must have dislodged them. Gideon, my sire, and Hector, my old boss. Both are long gone.
We have a place to be. To meet the prince.
That's right. The makom bar. The place we just dreamed, actually. Maybe that's why it was on my mind. We should get to the prince.
The real question is, how does the makom bar actually look like now? But okay, I'm checking out our own clothing that we wear, and it doesn't look like the one that Fabian wore in the dreams. Could also be an illusion, but definitely different stuff. So, let's see what else we got. A little bit of points here and there, but let's just keep it like that. So, anything else in here that we could read? Clues and mysteries, maybe. No, it's the Nomad of Constantinople. This last there. Discovered by Fabian on a table at Wake the Dead Cafe. In a very steady and studious hand, someone has written the following, apparently a direct interpretation of an older source. It is without doubt that this is a reference to the same figure, a pilgrim referred to as Viandante di Constantinople. Was allowed access to the Vatican for research purposes. It is unclear what the reason for their access was, but the description and name closely matched that of another pilgrim who was employed by the court of Charles VI to lead a mapping expedition to the northern Carpathians. This is the last reference in the region for a full 30 years. Then it just vanished. Okay. So, a nomad, someone moving via Dante from Constantinople. Interesting. Research. Access, but the description and name closely matches another pilgrim. I don't know how many of those nomads are there. The other interesting bit is that they got access to the Vatican City, a holy city, pretty much. So, could this one be a vampire? I don't know. Fabian's recollections. Fabian was recalled some of his past, and his recollections were witnessed by the Nomad as if in a dream. Fabian realized that he had opened the chest containing the Nomad, where they lay in torpor, and that as a result the ravenous elder consumed Fabian's essence in an unwitting act of diablerie. Fabian recalled the first time Sire Gideon introduced him to the Seattle court and its dual princes, Graham and Rosalind Emerson. Fabian has recovered memories of the killings of a vampire wannabe in the modern age and of a ghoul back in the early years of his embrace. They must be connected. Why does Fabian keep remembering these old cases? Question, yeah. Because we are now also some kind of case that needs to be sorted. Alrighty. So much so for that. We're gonna keep the other makom bar for another episode. And we are probably also going to get some of these blood resonances this time. There are pretty much... Which button is it? F. There are no side missions around here. Maybe you have to unlock them as well. But anyway, we got that. So, let's end it right now and continue, of course, at another time. Like and subscribe as usual. Ta-ta.